Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, there's a 41-degree temperature difference between Chemult, Christmas Valley, and over towards Brookings. Chemult 38, also Christmas Valley, but 79 degrees, very warm in Brookings. 68, a little better over in Gold Beach, and temperatures today mostly along the coast are going to stay into the 80s except for Brookings, still forecasting 100 degrees for today. 50s, mid-50s for Klamath Falls and Lakeview, generally mid-50s to upper 50s for the west side valleys, ranging from 54 in Mount Shasta City to 58 in Medford. Hot temperatures are now over our region, and they're not going to be going away at least anytime in the immediate future. In fact, it's going to get worse in the next couple of days before we finally do see some relief. But we are going to see some relief. It's just going to take a while to get here. Now, we still have that high fire danger for most of Josephine County and eastern Curry County through 8 o'clock this morning. Still looking at the wind gusts upwards of 40 miles an hour in and around that region. So the very low humidity at this time, making for wildfires to spread very easily for today. Parades are going on this morning. Temperatures into the 70s for the most part. You can see at least for Central Point and Klamath Falls. Once we go towards Ashland and Port Orford, you can see temperatures going well into the 80s for Ashland, upper 60s for Port Orford. And then we get closer towards the 11 and 12 o'clock hour. We're looking at 80s for Eagle Point and low 90s for Mount Shasta City. So for the rest of the region for today, low to mid 90s east of the Cascades. Very close to 105 for many locations up and down I-5. A little cooler with more smoke over towards Mount Shasta City at 100 degrees. Also 100 degrees for Brookings, but the rest of the coast today will stay into the 80s. Of course, there's fireworks going to be for tonight. So the Boom Fest over in Jackson County Fairgrounds, we'll be looking at, this is about 10 o'clock, so temperatures will have cooled to the mid 80s, mid to upper 80s. So it's going to be very, very warm during that time. Now, forecast lows for tonight, again, are going to be very warm throughout the region, warmer pretty much. We're going to be looking at upper 50s east of the Cascades, generally mid 60s for west side valleys, and much cooler, though, for the Oregon coast, especially in Brookings. Only looking at about 58 tonight because of that wind shift later on today and that onshore flow starting to kick back in. So it's going to feel closer to normal in that sense. The Shelley fire, the one that's 200 acres over in Siskiyou County, that's going to provide a lot of smoke towards especially Mount Shasta City later on this afternoon into this evening, unfortunately. So we're going to have to deal with that, and that same kind of situation for Friday as well. Still have the excessive heat warnings and heat advisories all throughout the area. So again, it's going to be very, very hot for several days to come. So here's the forecast for the coast. Again, Brookings getting to about 100 degrees for today. Does cool off quite a bit for tomorrow, although 80 is still pretty warm, but you can see temperatures generally into the 70s. After that, we'll have some variable clouds for the next several days after that. Northern California, again, you can see there's no cooling whatsoever on the next 7 days, generally between about 105 and 110 degrees each day through Wednesday, and low temperatures very close to 70 degrees. Klamath Basin 96 for today, and then generally 100 to 105 from Friday all the way through Wednesday of next week. Low temperatures generally around 60 degrees. Cascades even up at 5,000 feet. We're going to stay into the 90s beginning tomorrow all the way through Tuesday. You start to get a little bit of relief beginning on Wednesday. And the Rogue Valley, we're going to have record high temperature for today. Records going all the way through Tuesday to be smashed. Low temperatures generally close to 70 degrees, but we finally start to cool a little bit by the time we get to Wednesday, but still awfully hot at 102.